I'm not asking you to free me. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for an apology. I'm asking one thing. One. Show a jury what a man looks like after 16 hours in a room with no food, no water, no sleep, and no lawyer. Show them what he'll sign at 4 in the morning just to close his eyes. That's all I'm asking. Nobody will do it. And I've been here 19 years. My name is William Charles Drayton. Most people call me Will. The guards call me Drayton. I stopped correcting them around year 6. I'm 68 years old. I drove a city bus in Baltimore for 18 years, Route 55, Cherry Hill to Penn Station. I knew that route so well I could drive it blind, knew every pothole, every light, every regular who'd wave at me from the corner. The state of Maryland says I killed a man named Raymond Doss in the MTA depot on the night of November 14th, 1992. I wasn't anywhere near Raymond Doss that night. I've said that every single day for 19 years. And the first person who actually listens might be you. You want to understand who I was before this? I wasn't nobody special. I'll tell you that up front. I woke up at 4:45 every morning, had coffee, black, 2 sugars, while Deloris was still sleeping. Kissed her on the forehead, left before 5:30. 18 years I did that. Same coffee, same forehead, same Route 55. My son Marcus was 11 in 92. Used to beg me to let him hold the steering wheel when I'd take him on the bus before service hours on weekends. Sat up front, puffed his chest out like he was king of Baltimore. He drives long-haul trucks now. Never asked him if that was because of me or in spite of me. I started at the Baltimore Transit Authority when I was 27. Mechanic's aide, worked my way to full driver. 18 years, never missed a shift. Not one. I didn't have a record. Not a DUI, not a misdemeanor, not a parking ticket worth talking about. That was my criminal history. Now, I know what's in the file they built on me. They'll tell you me and Raymond Doss had a problem. And yeah, we had friction. That's true. But Raymond had friction with everybody. 3 other drivers filed complaints against him in the 6 months before he died. I was one of them. Doesn't mean what they said it meant. What me and Raymond didn't have was any reason for what they said I did to him. There was no weapon with my fingerprints, no witness who saw me near him that night, not one piece of physical evidence tying me to what happened in that depot. What they had was a piece of paper. I'll get to that paper. November 14th, 1992. I clocked out at 6:47 p.m. I know that because the depot's own time card system logged it. 6:47. I was at the east side exit, 300 feet from where they found Raymond. I heard a sound. Thought it was the compressor. That old machine banged all the time. Half the drivers complained about it. It wasn't the compressor. By the time police arrived, I was almost to my car. They stopped me at the gate. I figured it was routine. Something happened. Everybody stays. I had no idea Raymond was dead. They took me in for questioning, said it'd be an hour. It was 16 hours, no food, no water, one overhead light that never turned off, no windows. They kept cycling through. Different officers, same questions, different angles. Every time I said I wasn't near him, they'd lean in and ask again. Every time I said I want a lawyer, somebody'd write something down and nothing would happen. Nothing happened. I don't know exactly what hour I stopped being able to think straight. Maybe hour 8, maybe hour 10. By 3 in the morning, I was talking to that fluorescent light like it was going to answer me back. At 4 a.m., a detective put a paper in front of me. Young guy, didn't even look old enough to drive. He said, "Sign this and you can sleep." That's what he said. Sign this and you can sleep. I didn't read it. I'm not proud of that. I didn't read one word of it. I put my name on it, and I slept on a holding cell bench for 3 hours. When I woke up, when I was actually awake, I told them it wasn't true. Whatever I signed, I'm taking it back. I want a lawyer. Now. I signed a retraction at 8 in the morning, in writing, witnessed by the intake officer. That retraction was in my discovery file. The jury never saw it. My public defender, I don't blame the man. He was carrying 40 cases at once. Met me for the first time 20 minutes before trial started. 20 minutes to learn my name, my life, my case. The jury deliberated for 2 hours and 13 minutes. 2 hours and 13 minutes to decide the rest of my life. That was November of 1992. You know what 1992 looks like from in here? It looks like a door that closed and never opened again. Deloris stayed for 7 years. 7. She came to every visitation, hired lawyers with money we didn't have, wrote letters to anyone who'd read them. In 1999, she came in and sat down across from me. Didn't say anything for a while, just looked at me. And then she said, "I can't do this anymore, Will." That was the last time I heard her voice. Not the last time I loved her. Just the last time I heard her. Marcus was 11 when they took me. He's 30 now. I've watched him grow up through a phone receiver and a piece of glass. He visits. Not often, but he does. And I've never, not once, told him what to feel about any of this. That's his call. Always will be. But I'll tell you what it does to a man. To know your son grew up with my daddy's in prison as the sentence that defined him. Before my daddy taught me to drive. Before my daddy came to my graduation. Before anything. That's the part of the sentence they don't put in the file. My mother, Ruthie Drayton, she held on longer than any of us expected. Came to see me right up until her knees gave out completely. Used to bring me divinity candy in a Ziploc bag. She died in March of 2009. I wasn't there. They let me call the funeral home. 10 minutes. That was what they could do. And I'm telling you all of this for something I didn't do. I didn't do it. The cell, the food, the years, you find ways to manage, but the fact that none of this should have happened, that not one person in that system stopped and said, wait, something's wrong here, that's the one that doesn't get smaller. That's the one that stays. Let me tell you what that jury never heard. My time card, stamped 6:47 p.m. by the depot's own system, puts me at the east side exit. Raymond was found in the loading bay, 300 feet of open floor, multiple security cameras covering that walkway. Not one camera shows me crossing that floor, not one. The confession they built on me, 16 hours, no lawyer, no food, no sleep. The officer who ran that interrogation, he's no longer with the department, by the way. The protocol form requiring legal counsel after 6 hours of questioning was never filed. I found that out 11 years later through a FOIA request I filed myself. My retraction, signed at 8 a.m., witnessed, documented, was in the discovery materials my defender received. He had it. He never showed it to the jury. I have been trying to get an attorney to argue ineffective counsel since 2003. You know what that costs? More money than I made in 5 years of driving. And here's the question I've been asking for 19 years. Who else was in that depot? The state's own shift logs show 2 other workers unaccounted for during the time window. 2. The prosecution never addressed them. My defender never asked about them. 2 people, unaccounted for, in the same building, during the same window. I'll tell you what I think happened. Somebody needed a solve. Raymond was dead. I had friction with him on the books. And at 4 in the morning, after 16 hours, I handed them a piece of paper with my name on it. That's the whole case. That's all of it. Now you tell me if that's enough for 19 years. I'm 68 years old. My father was 69 when his heart gave out. So I think about that sometimes, whether I'm going to die in this room, whether the last thing these hands ever do is grip a bunk rail in a state correctional facility for something I did not do. I want you to know something. I am not a broken man. I have seen broken men in here. I know exactly what that looks like. That is not what I am. Raymond Doss is dead. That's a tragedy. He had a daughter. He had a life. Whatever happened to him that night, he didn't deserve it, but neither did I. I did not do this, and I will keep saying it in this room, to every camera, to every journalist, to every person who'll sit across from me, until I can't say anything anymore. I'm asking you, right now watching this, to not be another room that doesn't listen. That's all I've ever asked anyone.